Well, Pat, how much are you looking forward to tomorrow night in the ring ceremony?
Yeah, very much so. I don't know. I'm interested to see what it's going to be like. Like excited. Don't really know what to expect. Excited to play a first regular season game, but I think it'll be awesome for not just us as players, not just the organization, but the city of Milwaukee. It'll be one of those nights where it happened. We won the championship, and this is kind of your chance to relive it before we start to get to work to try to defend it.
Have you seen the rings yet? Or do you like to play?
I haven't, not yet. I think maybe it's above my pay grade, but for the most part, I'm just here and I'm excited to see him for the first time, and I am kind of excited about the surprise of it. I think it'll be cool to have it be the first time I've seen it in person.
Over the years, how much, if at all, would you look at that 1971 banner up there? What's it going to be like seeing your banner, seeing a new banner?
Yeah, I think it's provided motivation. I think anytime, I remember back at Notre Dame before we won an ACC championship that we never had a conference championship banner up there. So there was nothing to look at. In this instance, there was one to look at, and just being able to have accomplished something that will now hang in the rafters forever, and it can't be taken away. And for a banner to be up there that says 2021 NBA champions, and to know that you were a part of that team, I think will be awesome to see. It might make me look up a lot more, but not during the game, only in timeouts.
It's not like the parade, like the amount of people that are going to be there, but how special you mentioned the fans and just to share it with them and have the banner come down and have them for this night as well.
Super special. This city has supported us through thick and thin, and I think, in my experience since I've been here for 3 years, going on my fourth, they've had our backs during winning streaks, during losing streaks. When you're out in the city, you can feel the energy, as we've continued to get better and as we've had playoff runs. And so to be able to share in this moment with them, to see the joy, happiness. I'm sure there'll be some tears out there of, our team, our city, we accomplished this. And, for them to be there in that moment in the Fiserv Forum will be pretty incredible.
Is there a way to, you guys are such creatures of habit to a degree, and the headspace you want to get in to play a game, yet there's this thing that's happening that can be however emotions. Is there a way to prepare for that, or does it just have to happen and then try to reset?
Yeah, I don't think you can prepare for it because I don't think you know what to expect. None of us have, or at least I haven't been a part of a ring ceremony. I'll speak for myself. And so I would say it's one of those things where it's a good distraction, right? So it's less of the, distractions that we went through during COVID where you can't do a shoot around or you got to be quarantined because of, exposure or whatever it might be that might throw you off and make you wonder, or there's no fans in the arena, whatever, the things we went through last year were. This is one where it's of excitement, it's of joy, the adrenaline will be there. It may be the opposite. You may have to calm yourself down for a second, but the excitement, the energy, all those things I think will be at an all-time high, and it will be, really cool to share that with your teammates pregame and then to go into a game with them coming off of that, emotional high and trying to continue to carry it over in a way where you're still within control of yourself. You're just doing it at a high level.
We spent a lot of the offseason talking about PJ being gone. There's going to be a physical representation of him not covering Durant tomorrow night. You're going to take that role. You talked about how difficult it kind of is in the playoffs. Just what do you kind of think of that challenge of the actual game of there's Kevin Durant again and we don't have the guy that we had for him last year?
Yeah, look, I think we have a tremendous team defense. I think we have tremendous individual defenders. And I think that combination can be rare in the NBA because team defense is so different than individual defense. And we have the ability to kind of do both. So I don't expect it to be any one guy that has to run at Kevin Durant, kind of like it was with PJ last year. I think it'll be, by committee, and it'll be trying to make it tough on him. And I think in a weird way, that may be a little bit harder. Obviously PJ had his physicalness and had his toughness and his tenacity, and him and, Kevin had their back and forth that was so well documented. But to the same token, when you go against a guy 4, 5, 6, 7 nights in a row, you start to understand what they do, how they do it, what works, what doesn't. And so I think through, especially just a one-game series, if you will, but throwing different guys at them guys defend different ways, and I think it'll maybe help with him having to adjust on what he should attack depending on who's guarding him.
I know early in the preseason you guys talked about how focused you were, and it felt pretty good. Training camp's done. There's a real game tomorrow. What do you kind of think of it now that you've gone through the 2-3 weeks of training camp and on the floor?
I think it was phenomenal. I think it was unique coming into it with how short the offseason was. Obviously, it was short for a good reason, but then it was extra short based off of when last season started. And so I think for us, it was a great training camp. It was great to, work our way back while also accelerating while we were working our way back, if that makes sense, and trying to play that game where, our legs are getting under us, but we're also making sure that we're conditioning enough so that we're ready for an 82-game season. And I think that was a unique kind of catch-22 at times, but I think we got through it great. I think guys are excited to be done with the preseason. Preseason basketball games are, great for what they are, but, they're not regular season games. They don't count. So to be able to now play games that count and to go out there together in front of fans and start off the NBA season for all intents and purposes, back to normal regular season, I think will be really exciting.
What have you really done of Jordan's progress? And, we got to see all this preseason, got to play all, but what have you really done of his progress so far?
I thought it's been great. I mean, Jordan's been a great teammate. I think, there are a lot of guys who are talented in this league, but they're not all, the same maturity level. I think Jordan's shown how mature he is. I think he learned a lot last year coming in as a rookie. I think he did a great job picking the brains of different vets, myself included. And I think he's got a great way about him, a great confidence within himself. And I think, throughout the preseason, he's shown what he can do, and he's gained the confidence of a lot of us. And Jordan is a guy who can put the ball in the basket. You know what I mean? And he's not bashful with it. And I think he knows himself, and that's rare at his age in the NBA. And so I think, he'll be in a position to help us this year. And, I'm excited to play alongside him.